It's EB Inglis of KFM 94.5, KFM Lunch, weekdays 12 to 3. And a while ago, my colleague Tracy Lang told me about an amazing woman with an extraordinary gift that featured on her TV show Tussen Ons on kykNET. And her name is Hettie Richter. And she has this amazing gift of communicating with animals. She's also got her own TV show now on kykNET. And I just thought I had to have Hettie on my show to talk to her, especially since I have some pretty interesting pets as well. And I wanted to open it up to the listeners of KFM Lunch as well. So Hettie, welcome to KFM 94.5.
Thank you for having me.
Now, Hettie, before we get into the readings that we're going to do today, I wanted to ask about you and your background. When did you first discover that you had this gift of communicating with animals?
I grew up on a farm, and my dad, I think he got that empathy for animals since I was a small little girl. And when I was 7, I got my horse. I had horses before, but I got that heart horse. You know, you get your heart horse. You can have many animals, but there's a few that's your heart horse. And when I was 7, I also got my poodle, Spooky. And they all passed away. You know, I was at varsity. Prince passed away when my child was 3 years old. So from a young age, you know, it's interesting I saw animals differently, and it was terrible to realize other people, not many people see animals the same as I do.
Now tell us about the TV show that you're doing, Dierepraters, that's on kykNET. And if I'm not mistaken, it started on the 28th of July. It airs Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Am I correct?
Yes. So the first show aired, but it's not. Show's not about me. There's many different alternative ways to work with animals, and there's 2 communicators that's going to be in it as well. It's about the animals. That's why we're all doing this. I'm doing this. If one person can change their perception of an animal, it serves the whole. It brings more heart into it, and we need more of that, especially now in this world.
And we are grateful to have you here, Hettie, because like we said, we had some interesting submissions from guests and listeners about their pets. And before we get into those, I also sent you some pics of my fur baby. Her name is Zoe.
Zoe.
Yes. And very interesting. I think she's going to be 5 years old in December this year. And she arrived, so she was still a little kitten, but old enough to be rehomed. We didn't take her from a very small baby because they didn't want to take her away from her mother too early. But what we noticed about her, she's very lively, but also a lot of anxiety. The vet prescribed a calming gel that we need to give her every morning just to keep her normal throughout the day, but she is very anxious. Any sound will set her off and will make her nervous. And she will go from, being absolutely normal to all of a sudden, while you're walking past her in the kitchen, she'll attack your ankles. Or she would be close to you and, would be licking maybe your hand, and then all of a sudden just like viciously bite the hand. And we just thought this is weird behavior, because we try and do our best to stay calm around her and not be anxious around her so that she's not anxious, but she still has these moments where she bursts into a little bit of viciousness. And that's why I thought I needed to talk to you about this.
Look, I've got 7 cats, and oh my goodness, I can't sing. Then one attacks me, and some of them playfully comes and gives you bites, and so some of it is playful stuff. They don't know how hard they bite. But interesting with Zoe, you know the color she is. She says it's the color of a wildcat.
Oh wow!
Zoe's color.
Okay.
Now this is interesting with Zoe, because she says when she was very small, I think about 4 days old, she had a trauma. But I'm finding it difficult to get the trauma, because it could be that there was a bigger animal, like a dog or something. I don't know. But for me, she had a trauma when she was a small little kitten. And normally, a trauma like that has an effect on a cellular level and the nervous system. I want to ask you, is there another cat?
Yes, there
Zoe?
is. Yes, there is. An older cat, his name is Zach. So he's a tuxedo cat. So when she arrived 4 years ago, 4 and a bit years ago, he was already there. Zach, yeah. What is she saying about Zach?
No, is Zach more a stable personality?
Yes, he is. Very mellow.
Yeah, she needed a stable male cat to help her. You know, it's not, she's not gonna. Apparently. And then she says she can sleep anywhere, so she can even go and sleep by your head if she wants to. Do you have an alarm clock that goes off?
Yes, that would be mine. That goes off every morning at this.
She hates that bloody alarm clock. So.
Oh my goodness, yeah, and it's the same time every morning.
Then it's interesting. She shows a faucet that dripped. It could be even in the garden. Didn't you have, when it drips, it leaks a little bit?
Yes.
I think it could be even in the garden, but somewhere.
Yeah, no, definitely. There's a lot of that going around in the house. There was one in particular that I need to fix.
Now that you say children, she showed 2 children. So I wondered if you had children. I can have it wrong, but the older one is a girl and the younger one a boy, or 2 girls and the one is more stronger or something like that.
Wow. No, you're spot on. It is 2 kids. The older one is a girl and the younger one is a boy.
Yes. Now the younger one, she shows his hair.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, my word. My son, at the beginning of lockdown, decided he's not going to cut his hair. So his hair...
She says, you tell him to do something. It's long. It's just hair everywhere.
Wow, that is incredible. Yeah, his hair is out to here, and it's a standard feature of his now. I mean, I did the same with my hair as well. I also grew it out, but he is, miles ahead of me.
And it's interesting. I think actually the son is a bit more sensitive.
Yes, he is.
And you guys need to know that. So normally it's gifted children that are, but he's more sensitive.
That is incredible, Hettie. Thank you so much. My mind is blown right now because there's so many things that you brought up that you couldn't possibly have known, because before today we haven't even actually spoken to each other. So this is just incredible, really.
kykNET 94.5